We are officially live for another freaking show, and I couldn't be more freaking excited because it's August 1st. I have so much momentum going into August and so much fire to bring to you today on how I not only signed up 100 new customers in the month of July, but I also signed up 10 new recruits. And let me tell you something. One of my biggest struggles when being in this business in the beginning was getting customers and recruiting. So I am going to share with you today a strategy that I have implemented since day one of figuring this out. And you are going to be able to implement it starting today, and you're going to reach your goals in August. So if you like money and you're really freaking excited, smash that heart button. Make sure you tag a friend or your upline or downline or sideline or future business partner because we are about to get lit up in this training. Okay. So my name is Michelle Churchill Dworak. If this is the first time that you're coming across my show, I've been in the industry now, crazy to say out loud, 4.5 freaking years. And let me tell you something. I sucked really bad at what it is that I do. And the reason why is because, first of all, I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have TikTok. I didn't have YouTube. I wasn't a social human being like this. I was very introverted and private about my life up until about a year ago. Did you hear that right? Like literally, I didn't start doing lives or doing short video until about 4, maybe 3.5 years into the industry. So if you're on here and you're comparing yourself to me, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter almost 5. That's the first thing that will rob you from success. Okay. So I got into the industry back when I was getting into health and fitness when I had a baby, realized couldn't go to the gym, needed to, my daughter had stranger danger and needed to find workouts at home. So I jumped all in with a company. My first company ever was a health and wellness company, Beachbody. Now they're called Body Coaches. Loved everything about them. Loved the supplements, the programs, the community, the trainers. Like I thought it was my forever home. But I was also a freak about personal development. So I listen to books instead of saying read because I listen every time I get in my car. I'm listening to a book. It's just, I'm a creature of habit. Every time I get in that car now, even when Bella's there with me, I'm listening to a book. Okay. And I came across a book that was called Six Figures to Success. It was always my dream and my desire to make 6 figures in a year. I was like, if I can make 6 figures, I'd be the happiest person in the entire world of living. Okay. So I'm reading this book and I come across a gentleman who's the author, Rob Sperry. If you don't know him, he's absolutely incredible. And as I was reading a chapter in the book, he was interviewing a gal who was also in a health and wellness industry as well, but she walked away from it and she was making multiple 6 figures. And I just couldn't wrap my brain around this. Like, wait, this chick wanted what I had and she left it. Where's the disconnect? So I continued to stalk her on social media because that's what I do when I find someone who lights my soul on fire or inspires me. I follow them a lot. So I continued to follow, and one day she was doing a live interview with another legend in the industry of making money online, Mr. John Milton. And I came to find that he walked away from numerous companies, some being in the health and wellness industry as well, because of a different change in kind of a redirection of a compensation format. And what I found was where I was at, I had a team and customers of like about 200 people underneath me at Beachbody, but they were all part of my team, discount coaches, and none of them were making any money because they didn't know how to recruit. And it made me feel really ooey gooey inside, and I didn't earn a commission on the products. So after watching a video that was 12 minutes long through John Milton and Mrs. Jordan Levesque, I made a decision within 12 hours that I was going to close the doors and wash my hands clean, and I was going to jump in with both feet. And my dream and my passion to have created a business with 6 figures has finally become true. So I'm really glad I took that leap. But I also saw the big picture because when we're making money online, 96% of you watching can easily show up and be like, hey, I went out to dinner last night, and let me tell you what, this salad that I ordered was so freaking delicious. You must go to this place and try it. Okay. But the other 4% of you can show up that way and then also be like, you should go work here. I'm going to go work there. Come do this with me. That's 4% of people want to lead people. Okay. I'm that person. I love people. I love creating systems. I love leveraging things and I love teaching them to other people who are positive, coachable, and willing to grow. But I'm 4%. So the other 96%, I knew I could help so much more because they can come in here, they can get into a system and earn up to 36% commission, and they don't have to have one person underneath them. So I kind of saw the big picture. But let's steer back to getting started and sucking. I had to embrace the suck. Okay. There were months that I didn't sign up any customers, and there were months I didn't sign up any recruits. And what I'm going to share with you today in this training is 3 different things of how you are going to show up in the month of August. And I'm telling you right now that you are going to reach your goal, or you are going to be closer to the goal than you have ever been in your entire life of living if you follow these 3 things that I'm going to share with you. So smash that heart button, drop some freaking money bags in the comment section below if this is something that you're excited about. The first thing, I'm wholeheartedly obsessed with Bob Proctor. Okay. He is no longer around, but he is a legend in the industry of personal development. I know that you might be thinking personal development. I hear a lot about it, especially as an entrepreneur. I put it on the back burner for probably the first 6 months of my business. And I will tell you that I am where I am today because of the books that I have read and because the words that I've written on pieces of paper over and over and over and over and over again. On good days, on bad days, on ugly days, and on busy days. So Bob talks about changing your paradigm. Okay. I grew up with a family of 6 kids. My sisters all went off to school to be nurses, CRNAs, doctor school, pharmacist. My mom didn't go back to school till she was 34 years old. My parents had over $100,000 in debt when I graduated from high school. And I was a really negative person. I got myself into debt with college, $60,000. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was in an abusive relationship with my ex-husband. And I was told by my therapist that I needed to file for a divorce. So I was a really, really, really bad headspace. So a really negative person. My life sucks. Must be nice for so-and-so. Anything anyone had, I would judge like, oh, it just got handed to you, or it must be nice. And I created this paradigm that I was just this loser, this girl who was a divorcee and who had $60,000 in debt, and no one's going to marry me and no one's going to want to be with me and my daughter, and life just sucks, and that's what it is. So I continued to put on weight. I established a binge eating disorder, and the rest is just a bunch of crazy nonsense. But the thing that I realized was I talked myself out of success. Every day I'd show up and be like, well, I'm trying and this just doesn't work. And after reading personal development, I realized you have a paradigm that you need to change. And what that paradigm is basically is it is your conscious mind that has been created by either the past, a guardian, a past teacher, a past friend. Something in your past has been created, and it's been in your mind time and time and time again, and it's been created as a habit. So I used to show up and be really negative. And now I've realized and learned what I'm going with this paradigm is that you have to speak to future you and your present self. So one of my biggest goals was to hit $50,000 in sales on the customer side. And I did it in February. And what I did each and every morning 3 times, I wrote out 3 times, not just once, not just twice, but 3 times. I wrote to myself, now that I am Platinum Black 3, I am so grateful and so happy to be helping change so many lives. I spoke to myself before that thing even became true. And I do it with everything in my life. I did it on my weight loss journey of losing 30 pounds. I did it with this business, showing up and never even having social media, having less than 200 friends. I've had my family say, what in the actual heck are you doing? Are you doing one of those pyramid things? And I still was like, you know what? I'm talking to future me. I'm listening to people like Bob Proctor and John Maxwell and Ray Higdon. Like, I want to be like them. I don't want to be on the freaking sidelines working this 9 to 6 and clocking in and clocking out and driving home in traffic and being angry and resentful. So I'm cussing out everyone who's on the side or in my way. And then I get home and I'm angry. So I take it out on my child and get him ready for bed and do the same thing over and over and over again. I didn't want that. I wanted the life where people were showing up and they're like, I have a life by design. I want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and write I am statements and spend some time to myself and read a book and get my child off to school leisurely and have breakfast with them and head to the gym and take time to myself and go for a nice walk and listen to a book while I'm walking and then plug into my business and then go pick my daughter up and make dinner. That's what I wanted, but I didn't know how to do it. But what I did know how to do was change my paradigm and create a habit. And habits are created by doing things every single day, even when you don't want to. Not how am I going to show up and change my paradigm today? Why am I going to show up and change my paradigm today? It takes 3 seconds. So the first thing that you are doing today, August 1st, is what is your goal for the month of August? Because without a goal, you're going nowhere. If you and I were going to Florida right now, we would have a plan. When are we leaving? What way are we taking? What freeway are we taking? Are we going to have tolls? What time? When are we going to eat? Where are we going to stay? You can't get to a destination without having steps of how you are going to get there. So the first thing is, what is your goal this month? You need to reach out to your upline and say, hey, where's our comp plan? I need to look at it. And you need to look into that right corner of the comp plan. I don't care what money box you see. If you see $20,000 and you want to make $20,000 today, that's what you're writing down on a piece of paper. And you are saying, now that I am making $20,000, I am so happy and so grateful the impact that I'm making on the world and my family. Every single day, 3 times you're writing out 3 statements. So that's my first one. That's my goal. If my goal is $50,000 in sales on the customer side, then I'm writing that out to future self. I'm writing future me in present tense. Okay. My health and wellness goal. I talk to myself. I'm like, now that I'm 34 years old, almost 35, and I'm in the healthiest and happiest shape of my life, I am so happy and grateful that I found the way. On repeat, not one day, not 3 days, every single day. That's the difference between you and the person that you're looking up to who's successful. I can tell you right now that I don't want to go live all the time and do these kind of trainings, but I do it anyways. Okay? So your first thing is to change the paradigm, the thing that you're saying to yourself. Like if you're showing up and you're like, no one wants to sign up with me and I just don't know how to do this, like that's what's going to come to you. That is what is going to happen. What you put in 100% comes out. If you're sitting there telling yourself that you're overweight, you're going to be overweight. If you're sitting there telling yourself, and people can sense it through the screen. So you better start showing up and sending out those invites with a smile on your face and showing up and telling yourself that, oh my gosh, I'm attracting all of these amazing people to me. Like I am so amazed and so happy now that I am elite and so grateful that I am making such an empowering impact on so many men and women when it comes to building a massive business online. I'm talking to myself right now in a future me because I am elite, but I'm not elite, but I have to say that. That is what I'm doing. And then my mind will do everything it needs to attract to get myself there. The second thing, am I showing up as an elite person shows up? Am I doing what someone who's elite does? If I'm not, I know that deep down inside. If I can go into my industry and see, oh, okay, this person's elite. What is that person doing? Are you doing what that person is doing? Or are you sitting back and listening to trainings and digesting? There's a time where you have to take the L away from learning and you have to start earning. And to start earning, you have got to take action. You've got to be doing the income producing activities of having conversations. And I have an entire DMO. If you're on Facebook, Michelle Churchill Dworak, if you add into the Goal Diggers Mompreneur group, I have my daily method of operation sheet in there for you. If you check off every single one of those boxes, you will constantly have conversations. You will constantly have people to follow up with. You will constantly have ideas of things you should be putting on your stories, and you'll constantly have content of what you should be using. Okay? But you have got to 110% show up as if you are already that person and be taking action of that person. So if you're looking at me and you're like, oh my gosh, but Michelle did this month $28,000 in sales and she had 10 recruits and 100 new customers, and you go to my page, are you doing what I'm doing? Are you showing up and adding value to people? Are you showing up consistently through your stories? Are you showing up consistently through your content? I wasn't good at this 4.5 years ago. I'm becoming better at it and more confident on my stories because I've never stopped doing it. So you start now and you don't stop and you keep continuing to show up like I do and just share things. And I'm telling you, you're going to get really freaking good at it. Just like your kid with any sport. They probably suck really, really bad when they first kick that soccer ball. Well, if they continue to do that for 4 years, where are they going to be? The problem is you're in the industry for 4 years, but you haven't taken any action. So you're comparing yourself to me. Well, I've been in the industry for 5 years. How long have you taken action? Because I can wholeheartedly tell you that since day one, I have consistently made a decision to show up, talk to myself positive, be positive, be coachable, and be willing to grow. And quitting is not an option in any way, shape, or form. And whenever I find myself being negative or saying something, I catch myself off the bat and I say, do not talk to yourself like that. And I flip it into a positive. I flip it into looking at the goal half full instead of half empty. And I still to this day check myself. I still to this day say, no. I'm not even going to say that. I am a rock star. Like, you have got to change those thoughts about yourself. They're coming from something in the past, a past guardian, a past, that's not who you want to be. Okay. And if you really want to get clear on what you want and what you want to be, when you wake up in the morning, go get yourself a cup of coffee or whatever it is that you want to get yourself. And I want you to write down what would make you happy. Write down what you wish your life looked like. For 15 minutes, just write on paper. I think you'll be amazed at what happens with your thoughts. I would go in a quiet place and I'd be like, I want to pick Isabella up from camp. I want to be the one that drops Isabella off at camp. I want to pack Isabella's lunch. I want to be able to get up and go to the gym and not go to the gym at 5:30 and have my kid at school every single day and then have to put her in a daycare at the gym and then get home at 7 and then rush dinner. I don't want to go to the grocery stores on Saturdays and Sundays. I want to be able to go when it's not busy on Mondays or Tuesdays. I want to be able to up and go to Florida Friday, come home Monday, and not ask anybody for any time off, but I can still work because I can work while I'm traveling. I can work on my way to the airport. I literally work 100% from my cell phone. I have never once plugged into a laptop or computer. Right now, I'm streaming from 2 iPads. That's what I wanted. That's something that I have a desire for. So if you don't have something and you don't have a strong why you are doing this, why are you doing this? Because then the how will never be the question. I don't go to Florida and go, well, how am I going to work my business? Why am I going to work my business? I'm going to work my business because we're going on a trip every single month coming this winter month in Michigan. And it's so fun. And we're creating so many freaking memories. And we're growing our savings account. And we're growing Isabella's college fund. And we don't have any debt. We've gotten ourselves out of debt. And we're buying our dogs organic. Like, all the things of why outweigh the reason how. Same with the gym. Same with the workout. Not how am I going to work out? Why? My heart, my this, my kidney, like all these things outweigh the cons. Okay. So future you in the present, what is your goal? And let's reverse engineer it. That's the third thing that we're going to close with. So my goal, we're just going to use a great example, is to do $50,000 on the customer side. So I'm going to show up every morning and talk to myself on a piece of paper. You'll see me on my stories. Follow me. Hit that follow button and show up on my stories as every morning I write to myself the same statement 3 times in 3 different statements. Now that I have crushed $50,000 in sales on the customer side, I'm so freaking happy. I'm so freaking grateful that I changed the way that I talk to myself and that I show up differently. Whatever you got to say, on repeat. Okay. So I've already done it in February, so I know I can do it, but that's how I did it, by changing my paradigm. Okay. I want to do $100,000 in sales with my organization. So we're going to hit elite. I am so freaking grateful, so happy that we freaking crushed $100,000 in freaking org points. I knew we could do it. I knew every single one of us had it in us. And I am just pumped and have so much excitement inside me. I'm going to say that not just today, every day, 3 times writing it out in a magazine or in a notebook. Okay. For my health, I always get, to stay on track. So I'm not that girl who falls off. Like, now that I am the happiest and healthiest version of myself, mentally, physically, and financially, I'm so grateful and happy that I created a life around working out, nutrition, and drinking my water by setting a lot of alarms to remind me. Like, you know what I mean? And that's how I did it. There is no difference between me. There's no difference between you. It's my commitment level. We all have ups. We all have downs. We deal with anxiety. We deal with depression. Okay? So tomorrow I have therapy. I mean, you might look at me and think she's so perfect. I'm not so perfect. I have a lot of struggles. There's times I have doubts, but I say, no. Get out of my mind. Deep breaths. Get out of the negative. Inhale all the positive thoughts of who you are going to become. And exhale all the BS, right? That's what I literally do. So my goal now, if I want to do 50,000 on the customer side, I have to take 50,000 and divide that by how many days there are this month. So Alexa, what's 50,000 divided by 30? Okay, this is what you're going to do. So 50,000 divided by 30. She must not have heard me. Let me pull out my handy dandy calculator. So 50,000, there's 30 days, would be $1,666. So that's how much I would have to sell in sales in one day. Okay. So the biggest thing that I sell is our number one weight loss system. That's won 7 years in a row, and it's worth 130 points. So I'm going to divide that by 130 to see how many I need to sell each day. 12.82. So I need to sell 13 a day. And you guys, I'm obviously doing this on the extreme side. Okay. Like, this is going to be smaller for you if you want to make like a check with a comma. I help people do this every month, and it's a proven system that works. But the thing is people do it 4 days in and they quit. Like, don't be that person. Like, show up August 30th and be like, Michelle, I did it. Don't be that person that like starts and they get off of it. Like, that is just like, you're not that person anymore. Okay. It's 2023. Be real with yourself. The whole thing about success is being consistent and showing up even when you don't want to. Like, it's a good day, awesome, show up. It's a bad day, awesome, good, show up. It's an ugly day, awesome, good, show up. It's a busy day, awesome, good, show up, period. Like, that's how it is. So I had to sell 13 a day. So if it's Wednesday and if it's Thursday and it's August 3rd and I haven't sold one, what do I need to do? I need to up the amount of people that I am reaching out to ask to see if they're open to taking a look at my product or my business. You guys, I will literally message every single one of my friends, and I will follow up with every single one of my friends. It is not spamming someone when you give them an out. You have a miracle in your mouth, and you need to change your thoughts and your paradigm around reaching out to people. It is 2023, and you are on social media, a platform where it is a place to be social. Okay, this is the new e-commerce of social media, and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So you really need to get over yourself, and you need to get used to reaching out to people so that you can break that bandage off and you can make your skin really freaking thick. Because I used to be like, I know you weren't just talking to me like that, but it made my skin really thick. And now I look at my business as a powerhouse, like a real billion-dollar company like Old Navy. And if someone walks into my Old Navy and they give me crap about my summer collection, or they don't come shop for shorts or a top, I don't care. It's just, no, right now, not right now. We're redirection. I don't care. Maybe they're going to go over to Athleta, which I own, or they're going to go to Old Navy, which is the same, or Gap. But it's just redirection. But again, we're going back to these negative thoughts that we have in our conscious mind, and it's robbing us and thieving us from our joy and from our passion and our ability to do things great. Because every single one of us was designed and put on this planet to be great. And we all have something in us that is our passion. And we're not figuring what that purpose is in life because we just keep hopping from thing to thing to thing to thing and letting our minds shut us off. We're no longer doing that. Okay. So if I didn't, I need to up it. And here's my invite, because you're probably thinking, well, what does she say? Well, first and foremost, every single day I have stories, and I never have a shortage of reaching out to people. Holy crap, like never in my entire life of living. I literally go to my stories, and anyone who's watching them just walked into my store. And if they walk in and I were to turn my back to them, shame on me. I'm like, hey, Brittany, happy freaking Tuesday. Happy flipping August. Where does time go? Totally curious. I've found this product that with a spoonful a day has helped me in many ways. I'm curious. Are you open to some info? If not, no biggie. That is not spamming. That is not cold messaging. Okay? Especially if you're showing up and you're actually walking the walk. Okay? If you're teaching a group fitness class and you're a group fitness instructor and you're going and you're kind of critiquing someone, that is not being rude. If you just walk into a group fitness class and you've never worked out in your life and you walked in from out of the streets, or you just went to a bar and you're coming in intoxicated and you're like, hey, what are you doing? You're not doing it right. That is rude. Again, this is something that I struggled with. I understand how you feel. But what I found, what it was crippling my success when it came to building a massive organization online. Okay? Are you like really into this? Like, I want this because I wanted to build a life by design. I wanted time freedom. I wanted financial freedom, and I freaking have it. And I help people who are actually passionate about that and who actually have a purpose to do that, do this all over the world in tons of countries. But you've got to get really intentional. So say that I only reached out to 40 people yesterday and I didn't sell one. Today, I need to reach out to 50. Okay? I need to go to my stories. I need to go to every post from today and then from 30 days ago, and I need to follow up. Hey, Brittany, totally curious. Well, first, hey, Brittany, happy Tuesday. Happy freaking August 1st. Where the heck does time go? I'm curious. I know last month wasn't a good time, but we have a huge promo going on right now, and I wanted to see if now was a better time. And if not, no big deal. Or maybe it's just, hey, Brittany, how are you doing? What'd you do this weekend? It's going to take you 7 times to reach out to someone, or hey, how are you doing? Or follow up with them, or let them know about a promo, until they actually sign up as a customer, because they're watching you. And because so many people have started and stopped and started and quit because they didn't have the proper systems to plug into, they didn't have the proper hero products, and they didn't have the proper leadership. And now they've ruined it for themselves and the rest of other people. Not anymore. It's not gross. I've changed a lot of lives. I have 130,000 followers on Facebook because I've reached out to so many people and changed so many lives by letting them know about this product that isn't in stores, that helps people. And you have that too. You have it. You have to believe in it. And if you can't find it through your post and your old post, and then you go through your newsfeed and you just scroll down, and the first person who pops up on it, you go and you start a conversation with that person. You comment on a couple of their posts, you get in their inbox and be like, hey, Brittany, happy Tuesday, happy August 1st. I saw your whatever, find something and start a conversation. If it's not soccer and you scroll down and you see they were at a barbecue, I saw you went to a barbecue. It really struck me. I'm obsessed with barbecue food. Like, what's your favorite barbecue sauce? Like, you guys, you're getting better at it. I used to be like, what do I say? I don't know. I used to be like, well, how do I start a conversation around soccer? People will ghost you. Who cares? And then when they start stopping by on your stories and being like, what is this girl up to? Okay. But what happens is people get turned down a couple times and then they just stop showing up on social media all in general. And people don't see that you're still using that product that's changing your life. And then you get a little bit of hope, so then you show back up again. Don't be that person. Be consistent. Let there be hard months. Crap, I've been pushing for, you know what I mean? Like, let it be hard. So you have to reverse engineer. So if your goal is to sell 10 systems, okay, and you've reached out to, in 1 week, say at the end of the week, it's 100 people, and you have only sold 0 systems and you need to be at 10 by the end of the month, that's 2.5 a week, you've got to up your numbers. So when I go to my team and I'm like, guys, listen, you freaking crushed it. You crushed it. The past is the past. We can control two things: our thoughts around last month, and the way that we react. It's all up to us. How much money do you want to make this month? How much? Don't even look at the customers. Don't look at anything. How much money do you want to make this month? $500? Okay. Here's how many we need to sell of X, Y, and Z. Here's what we're going to do. In 1 week, we're going to talk from today. Okay. And if you are not at 2 being sold, guess what we need to do? Up our numbers. If I talk to you in 1 week and you say you don't know how many people you reached out to, I can't help you. No one can help you. You can't go hire a mentor for $5,000 and they can help you. You have to be able to know, okay, this is how many people I reached out to. And guess what? For you, in the beginning, I used to have to reach out to a lot more people. But now that I have a little bit of credibility, I don't have to do it as much, but I still do. Like every day, you'll see that I'm showing up with stories. Every day, you'll see I'm showing up with posts. Every day, you'll see that I'm creating short reels because that's where they're at right now. Every day, you'll see that if I invite someone to come take a look at the product, within 24 hours, I'm following up. Not following up is another thing. Like I guarantee you my follow-up system and how strict I am on that, how much time I spend on that is the reason why I have so much success. People just think, oh, they just don't want me. They read it. You guys, people are busy. Sally, I wanted to reach back out to you. If you're not interested, no big deal at all. I just know I'm notorious for checking my phone, forgetting to respond, or I open a message and I get busy with momhood. If you're not interested, no big deal at all. Does it seem like something you'd be interested in? ? Is there anything wrong with that? Wow, this girl actually followed up. That's what we do. Like, this is what we get to do. From our kitchen, from the beach, from the pool, from camp, from camping, like plug in for a couple hours and then move on with your day and go to bed and make money in your sleep. You get good at it by doing it. That's it. And I've just been doing it and doing it and doing it. And now like I go live and now I created a podcast and that really sucked in the beginning. And now I'm getting better at it because now I'm starting to come and train people how I did it, how I built a massive business where I sold $1 million, how I did it. Because there's nothing special about me or between you. So just going back, what is your goal right now in the comment section? I don't care what company you're with, who you're not with. What is your goal for this month? Mine is PB3. So Platinum Black 3 is my goal. That is $50,000. I need to reverse engineer that. Take that number, divide it by 7. How many per week do you need to sell of X, Y, and Z? If you're not there and you invited 40 people, you need to add 20 more. You always add on 25. So 40, now you're at 65. Okay, 65 the next week, you only sold 1, you're supposed to sell 2. Now you're at 75, 85, 90. All right, you're at 90, you only sold 1. The momentum is going to catch up. I want to see a notebook. I want to see a pen and a paper with 1 through what my thing is to go for no. I want 100 no's on a Monday. I want to by Tuesday. I start my 100 box list where I reach out to 100 people. I don't even freaking care. I'm giving them an option out. Okay. When people come into Old Navy, I'm not being a spammy whammy butthole by saying, hey, is there anything I can help you with today? I have a miracle in my mouth and I believe in it. And it's changed my life and it's changed a lot of other lives. There's negative people out there. Not everyone's going to love you. Who gives a shiz, right? So going back, we have our paradigm that we're changing. You are no longer allowed to talk to yourself negatively. And if you do, you owe me $1. So start collecting your dollars, put it in a jar, and at the end of the week, let me know how much you owe me and you can Venmo it to me. Turn it into a positive. If you change it into a positive, you've earned your $1 back. So if you're like, well, I suck. I am freaking amazing. Being amazing is easy. Drinking water is easy. Showing up and talking to people is easy. Okay? You can earn it back. But if you don't, you owe me money. The second thing, you are writing down every morning your 3 statements. You have 3 different statements. You are writing each one 3 times on a piece of paper, not in your mind. On a piece of paper, not in your mind. You're writing to future you in present tense as if it's already happened. All right? And then you are reverse engineering the numbers game. Kunjet, Thank you. Swipe right. You are doing the tracking. So, okay. So if I talk to you at the end of August and you're like, Michelle, I still didn't reach my goal and I didn't make $500, I'm going to say, how many people did you reach out to? I don't know. Okay. Well, I can't help you. No one can help you. If you tell me 30, I can say, okay, that's not enough. We need to up it to at least 100. And then if the next month that happens again, it's the same, and the same, and the same some more. Okay. But for me, if you were asking me how many people truly should you be reaching out to every day, 25. When I first started this business, I was like, I want out of my job. There's no way I'm having someone. I already shared my daughter with my ex-husband. I was working full time as an HR specialist. I was cleaning houses. I was a freaking waitress, and I was freaking a hairstylist. Okay. And I was like, I'm reaching out to 50 people every single day. I would wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I'd sit on the end of my bed. I remember and just envision like bam, 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 bam. Because I had a gift and people loved how consistent I was. I'd follow back up a month later. I had a whole notebook, 1 through 100, and I'd have it written down May 21st. Then in April 21st, I'd go back to the May 21st names and I'd follow back up. Hey, I know last month wasn't a good time. I just wanted to circle back. First and foremost, how are you doing? Secondly, is now a better time? If not, no big deal. Okay. Then I'd go to May 22nd. I'd go to April 22nd. I'd go back to May 22nd. Same thing. I'd have my whole day of people and I would just keep adding to it. Because then I'd have 10 people on my stories that were new. I'd add their name and ask if they were open. You have continuous people who are watching you, who you can be reaching out to. And if you're slaying my power hour, hashtag power hour in the comment section, if you want to check with the freaking comma, it's all for you in my group. So head over to Facebook, go into the Mompreneur Goal Digger group and add yourself into there. And let's light this world on fire. Let's empower people to build a life on their own terms. Let's empower people to change the way that they talk to themselves, to get uncomfortable with themselves so that they can freaking grow and turn themselves from a average person into a mother freaking savage person. All right, guys, until next time, smash that freaking heart button. Please make sure you stop on my podcast and write me a review. I do this for absolute free, just to give you the best content out there for systems that are proven that work for you be able to take your business from where it's at, duplicate it, and turn it into a freaking launched rocket ship. Till next time, goodbye.